live stream. As you enter the chat, make sure you hit it with a thumbs up on the way in. I want to talk about a country that's deeply divided. Who would have ever known that all it would have took was a syringe to deeply divide the United States of America? Who knew that that's all it would have taken or taken? I see y'all rolling in the chat pretty quick. All praises to the Most High. I'm glad y'all catching another broadcast. Do me a solid, hit the thumbs up on the way in. Make sure you share this video. This video here is going to challenge the perception of many people. It's going to open the eyes of many people. You know, when I'm looking at the news, when I'm looking at politics, when I'm looking at what's going on in the world, I'm seeing nothing but controlled opposition. I'm seeing divide and conquer. I'm seeing a great divide that at the end of all of this, the wheat and the tare are definitely going to be separated. Definitely going to be separated. You got some people who are pro-jab, and then you got others who are deemed anti-jab because they choose to protect their own vessels and their own being, their own bodies, because at the end of the day, it's our body, our choice. And then you have others who oppose that particular belief system or ideology. When the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, if you're following the biblical principles, you know what should and what shouldn't enter your body according to the law. All right? And I'm just going to leave that at that. I'm not going to evaluate that too much. I see people rolling in. King C3's in the house. Okay, I see all the moderators tapping in. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, indeed. Yup. All right. Shy blood before dishonor in the house. Salute to you, sis. Now I want to talk about this great divide that we see going on in this country. I had a brother who sent me an inbox on Instagram, and he was showing me what he was going through pretty much with training, because the brother, he fights. He's a wrestler, actually, and he's been training for some time. Me and this brother, we kept close communication for a while now, and basically he has to stop going to his gym because he refused to get the you-know-what, and a coach that he revered and reverenced for a long time basically, you know, mistreated him. I mean, he showed me the text messages, and here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, in the state that the brother is located, it is not in the rule book that anybody his age should have to receive the you-know-what in order to go to the gym. It's actually loopholes and laws regarding it. But you leave it up to people and their personal beliefs and their personal ideologies and how they see the world. They'll take that out on people that they have power over. So listen, the reason I'm pointing that out is because the government don't have as much power as you believe they have. It's the people. It's the people who have the power. It's the people who push and prod other individuals. It's the people who are intrusive on other individuals. These demons are maneuvering through the people. It is a divide. There's spiritually minded people, and there's people of Satan. There's people of the devil. And even if the laws in those particular states are not overly zealous and pushing on the people, you have people with their personal ideas who have, or their opinions rather, who have positions of power that'll push that upon the people. And you see the same thing going on in the NBA right now. You see the same thing going on with brother Kyrie Irving, one of the best basketball players in the NBA. Goes over there to the Brooklyn Nets and is forced to part ways for the simple fact he don't want to do something to his body. And you seeing Stephen A. Smith jump out of the woodworks. You seeing all these coons and all of these people with their own personal opinions and all this rhetoric coming out. Because this brother stood his ground. And he made a decision based on his personal beliefs. But you got people who want to put the power into their hands because of their own opinions. And this is demonic. See, this is what you have in this divide. You have people who are holding on to the very essence of what the United Snakes of America used to be, or at least what it seemed to be. You got people who are holding on to it by a thread, not seeing that this country is falling. It's apparent. We're on our 4th economic revolution. You're looking at the brink of an economic collapse. You're looking at what you're seeing right now is the debt ceiling being raised to the point of no return, keeping the people in debt. You see Babylon the Great falling. You see all of the legislation that's being passed here in America is the same legislation that was passed in ancient Rome before ancient Rome rapidly collapsed. It's the same thing. You're literally witnessing the same thing. The Most High God is judging this land, and you have people holding on to it. Instead of praying against it, praying that it fails for all of the persecution it done to the saints, and that the Most High God make a way out for those who decide to follow him. That's what the mentality should be of the people. You know what? This country has done a lot of evil. They've raped, they pillaged, they destroyed, they stripped lands of its natural resources. They've done things that were abominable. All of the laws that's being put on the books to protect pederasty, to protect people in the community who have touched children, not putting them in jail for long sentences. But on the other hand, somebody with a bag of weed is in jail for longer than somebody who practiced pederasty in a lot of states. So you got all of this hypocrisy, all this evil, and we trying to hold on by a thread. That shows you what side they on. Thanks for the $15 contribution. Says, hello, New Breed. I'm from Australia. Recently discovered your channel. Thank you for speaking the truth. I appreciate you. Thank you, family. Highly appreciate you. Thank you for supporting this work. So while one side is holding on by a thread, the other side is going to have to be more spiritually minded. We got to become kingdom minded. We got to set our eyes forth on what the Most High can do for us in the future. And now hold on to this thread, because things will never go back to normal. They put a mechanism in place that triggered separation among the people. So much so, people that you thought you knew, people of your own household, they don't even look at you the same way if you decide that you want to protect your vessel. They don't even look at you the same way. The Bible tells us that it will be mother and father versus sister and brother and sister versus everybody, and the whole family will have this divide. The scriptures told us this. And they have literally created an environment where it's split. It's split right down the middle. And it's an interesting phenomenon to see, because it's right there in our optics. We can see it full-fledged. Somebody said, correct, sir. Absolutely. Somebody said, yep, no such thing as normal. Absolutely, it ain't. Somebody said, yep, you see what it is. The unblanked versus the blanked. That's literally what it took. And then you got these people who already have made their decision to go get whatever in their veins, right? And now a lot of these individuals got the devil in their veins. And it's not good enough that they have went and took preventative measures to avoid getting the you know what. But no, they got to target those who haven't. What kind of spirit is that? What kind of spirit is that where you have to target individuals who haven't made the decision that you made, if that decision you made was for your protection? Whole time they out here changing. They in the rule books. They in the dictionaries changing the meaning of that word. Yeah, the vax word. Actually change the meaning of the word. That word no longer means something that will prevent you from getting something. All right? Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what, it's a spirit that has been entered into the atmosphere. It's a demon that has been entered into the atmosphere that people are operating under. Lachia Coleman, thank you for the $10 contributions. As blessing to you, breeding family. Texas may be the place to move for the Saints. I agree. I think places down south are a little bit better because going back to the Kyrie Irving situation, I mean, New York City has a lot of stringent laws everywhere up north, pretty much. The laws are bearing down on people. And, you know, you got to imagine New York City was the same place that laid off over 70,000 nurses. Talking about people who was in the front lines, people who was there through this whole process, got laid off for not making that decision. So that would tell you that they're not playing no games about these laws. Y'all make sure y'all get the thumbs up on this video, get the thumbs up. We need the viewership to be matching the like button. All right, we need that to be matching because this is the type of truth that they would like to silence. Somebody said, yeah, we got to move different out here. That's a fact. His will, thank you for becoming a member, says, Israel, don't forget the Most High reminds us, don't take her plagues. Rising up as a nation is why this is happening, and the elites know this. Absolutely. The elites know exactly what's going on. They know that we're rising as a nation. They know that the children of Israel are waking up. And you know what that means? The more we wake up, the more they understand that they have a short amount of time. Their time is drawing near. Day in and day out, they understand and they realize that they're running out of time. They are in panic mode. It's a time for the saints to be cleaving closer to the Most High and cleaning up all our dirt that we may have had in our lives and righting our wrongs. Because these people, they have their back against the ropes. These people are operating in a vein of fear. These people are frantic out here. It's divided. It truly is. And you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, anytime you see individuals spewing out a lot of political rhetoric, they're only feeding in to divide and conquer. Because y'all got to imagine, you got a lot of pro-Trump supporters and you got some people who still, for the life of me, are still pro-Biden. But you have pro-Trump supporters who don't even recognize or realize what's going on. And I'm talking about brothers from the diaspora. You know, as if Donald Trump didn't just say that all of the Haitians on the border, they may have AIDS. Throwing it out there like he has no compassion for those people, saying those people might have AIDS. Now, if you from the diaspora, you should understand. If you're a melanated person, you should understand that those are your people. But you so pro-right wing, you don't even understand that all of these people are working together. What if I told you that Joe Biden and Donald Trump go have tea and crumpets together? Some of y'all be like, hell no, they're divided. No, we're divided. We're divided. Anthony Scott, thank you for the $50 contribution, says, Shalom, New Breed, always a pleasure to receive the spiritual voltage. Glad I caught you live. Missed the last two. I'm glad you made it too, brother. And thank you for the support. Highly appreciate you, my brother. No, the rabbit hole goes deep. You think that they're divided. You think these are political fronts. These are proxies. It's deeper than what you can imagine. These people do brunch together. It's like WWE wrestling for these people. Y'all gotta understand. Listen, the Trump administration rolled out the vax. Ladies and gentlemen, the Trump administration was the ones who fast-tracked the vax. So let's not act like You know, it's all politics. It doesn't matter who's in the office. The same thing was taking place in the world. Whatever agenda they used on the people. See, the chosen ones, the enlightened ones, we look at the world totally different. We see things from a totally different perspective. See, understanding who you are, understanding your identity, you can see the whole world for what it is. Yeah, it's theater. Geraldo, thank you for the $10 contribution. Highly appreciate you, bro. Finding my way. Thank you for the $5 contribution. Says congratulations on a little one. Stay focused and keep up the good work. Absolutely. Most definitely, bro. Thank you for the support. I highly appreciate y'all. Yeah, it's all to control your mind. Democrats and Republicans is all a Hegelian dialect. The world is a stage, ladies and gentlemen. It's a stage. You can pack stadiums full of people yelling, F Joe Biden, F Joe Biden, when those thousands of people are more powerful than Joe Biden. Joe Biden can barely hold his damn head up. Joe Biden has no power. What if I told y'all that the elite, you can fit all of them in one room? One room. I'm talking about the ones who control the finances, the ones who control the infrastructure. Although the spirit moves through people, Satan has his head minions. And you can fit them all in one room. Right? And if you've seen these people, you would marvel at how weak they are. You would marvel at how pathetic, how frantic, how scared these people really are. See, when they having their world meetings, when they sitting around a round table, it's not going like you think it's going. It's not like these diabolical overlords who have all this extreme power. The Bible tells us we battle not against flesh and blood, but wickedness and principalities. These people are being strung along by wicked, malevolent forces, and they're terrified of these forces. That's why you see your news correspondents looking like they got a sock puppet shoved up their rear end, looking like they're being controlled to say whatever it is that deity wants them to say. These people are bowing before spirits, demons. If you don't believe in the spiritual realm and you watch my channel, I'm sorry, this channel is not for you. We dive deep into the spiritual realm from a biblical perspective. And I can tell you right now, those people in the government, the real shadow government is who they answer to. And the real shadow government is exactly what it sounds like. We're talking about shadow beings. We're talking about shadow people, shadow entities that stand about 10, 12 feet tall, that hover, don't even walk, that terrify these people. And I know y'all like, damn, Bree going deep into it. He just went way out there into the stratosphere. When you can see, you can see. And when these people are having these meetings, they're choreographing future events to take place. These people, yeah, absolutely. Somebody said these beings come from dark matter. That's a fact. And when these people come together, they have to have a status quo. They have to have a time period to get certain things done here on this earth, because their spirit guides, they're letting them know, listen, the children of God are waking up. The children of Israel are waking up. They're understanding who their forefathers are. They get all their witches, all their necromancers. They do all these seances, and they're telling them, hey, we're running out of time. We're running out of time. You got people by the thousands coming over to the law, statutes, and commandments. And the number of those who are sealed are almost up. The number of those who are sealed are almost up. And once God's people are sealed, judgment comes. And they understand that. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to silence people. They're trying to put gag orders on the prophets, on the chosen, on people who speak in the truth. They're trying to silence them to stop those from waking up, understanding who they truly are. And they're doing that in hopes that they can buy some time. No, their time is up. Satan's kingdom is over. Their time is up. Somebody said they are pulled by demons. Absolutely. This is spiritual, y'all. Absolutely spiritual. Somebody said, folks, do not polarize these thoughts. Hey, listen. You can see the world how you want to see it, and I choose to see it how the Bible tells us to see it. All right? You can see the world how you choose to see it. But when the Bible tells me that we battle not against flesh and blood, and I look at leaders like Joe Biden, who look like he can't wipe his own ass, I know that these people are powerless. And I know that the entities they serve have more power than them. And I can clearly see fear on people's eyes. I can clearly see fear on their eyes. I can see that they're puppets. I can see that there's entities and spirits over them that lead them. Just like there's spirits that lead the righteous. There's a spirit that leads what I'm saying, and we call it the Holy Spirit. There's a spirit that lead brothers and sisters who are warning their friends and family to the pending destruction of this society. There's a spirit operating everywhere. There's spirits everywhere. You don't have to polarize those thoughts. But knowing that we're fighting the spiritual realm, knowing that we're fighting in the spiritual realm and that it's a spiritual war, it further prepares us for what's to come. It don't just prepare us physically and mentally, but it prepares us spiritually. And so because no matter how much you prepare, let's make this clear, no matter how much food you stock up, which I'm all about preparing, no matter what you do, there's always going to be circumstances in which you are going to have to rely on the Heavenly Father. There are always going to be circumstances where you're going to have to show a level of spiritual fortitude. Now, you know, I'm all for preparing. I'm all for getting things in place for what's to come, especially if you can see what's coming. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be instances where you need to rely on the Most High. True Love, thank you for the $10 contribution. Highly appreciate you. Somebody says, all praises to the Most High, blessing from the tribe. Bless you too, fam. He says, that's true. I can see the wicked spirit that is controlling these people. That's a fact. Out of chaos comes order, one said. Yeah, that's what they believe. Somebody said, following different doctrines taught by men and following other gods is not the way of the Most High. Facts. A lot of people are following the ways of the Matrix. They don't want to let go. It's like this society has spoiled people to the point of no return, where people have simply become willing participants in the Matrix, in Satan's system, all because they don't want to lose certain civil liberties and certain luxuries. Like, shout out to Kyrie Irving for standing on his ground. I don't know what that brother's belief system is, but at the end of the day, the divide goes deeper than just religious talk and biblical talk. Let's be frank about this. The divide goes into real men, real women versus those who simply can't let go, and people who have the blinders on, and people who just can't see, people who have drunken the wine of Babylon, drunken the wine of her fornication, and believe all the lies. And not only do they believe the lies, but they protect the lies. They literally protect the lies because they don't want their everyday goings to be compromised in any way. They don't want to be in a place of discomfort. God bless the people who've been through things, because regardless of your religious walk, if you've been through some things in your life and you have been without, if you've came from poverty, if you've seen things in your life that were overbearing, if you went through organized mobbing, if you've been a targeted individual, if you went through gang stalking, if you went through any level of persecution here on this earth, you can go without things. Oh, I can't go to this gym without compromising myself. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna buy some weights and work out at home. Oh, I can't eat in this restaurant if I don't get to, you know what? All right, you know what? I'm gonna get me some groceries and I'm gonna go home and stand over the stove and whip up something more healthy anyway, where I can see what's going on with my food. Oh, you know, oh, I can't work here no more. You know what? There's other jobs. Oh, all the jobs in my state are mandating this. Oh, you know what? You know, I'm gonna consider moving. I'm gonna consider going to another state. Because this is why I spoke about moving like water. Like Bruce Lee say, you got to be adaptable in these days and times. You got to be willing to make sacrifices in your life. You got to be willing to go through a place of discomfort sometimes. You got to have faith and jump out on a limb sometimes. Are y'all hearing me? Hit this video with a thumbs up if you understand where I'm coming from here. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Because it's going to take brothers and sisters to really support these videos and share these videos for content like this to remain. You understand, ladies and gentlemen, you really gonna have to support the streams. Yep, somebody said your purpose is greater than your pain. You can get through it. Absolutely. You can absolutely get through it. You know, those times will pass. Those times will pass, man. And it's a reward for those who stand their ground. Like there's a reward for Kyrie Irving, you know, for standing his ground. Imagine this, the NBA, they truly believe that in the NBA that they own a person's body. All of these organizations, NFL, NBA, they think they own these people. They think these people are slaves. No, you may own their likeness. Meaning if they do something out of line and out of terms, they represent the NBA or the NFL, but you don't own nobody's personal body. And why is it that it's always the children of Israel that's undergoing this persecution? Kev, thank you for the $5 contribution. Highly appreciate you, bro. Why is it it's always melanated men who got to be the face of this? We're talking about a virus that started in Wuhan, China. A virus that started in Wuhan, China. Now, the black male is the face of it. And nobody doesn't see anything wrong with that. They know that we're waking up. And we got next. God's people have next. Esau little kingdom is looking dilapidated out here. Esau little kingdom is falling out here. People are recognizing and realizing where the voice of the Most High is really coming from. And although they had all these Gentiles with our book at hand, teaching us all of these doctrines, now people can finally hear where the voice of the Most High is really coming from, and it's coming from our people. And that's not to denounce anybody else. I don't operate in the vein of racism, but there's order to things. The so-called white man, he had his chance to rule this earth. He had a long time to rule. Now look at the calamity that we're facing. The ozone layer's messed up. The weather's all frantic. There's earthquakes everywhere. The earth is mourning. There's separation. There's poverty. You got wealth that's so misappropriated. I mean, the wealth is misappropriated. You could watch a game show and watch somebody win $1 million. Who wants to be a millionaire? Why you got people out here starving? And you believe that the right people are ruling the world. No. The same people that they oppressed is the same people who are going to be on top. And my real Gentile brothers understand where I'm coming from. Listen, we have more power than these people. Instead of yelling F Joe Biden, take that same energy, go down to your city council, your local governor. Go down to your local governor. Listen, we need to fix our communities because these people are powerless. Matter of fact, if you practicing polygyny out here, if you practicing polygyny and you a man and you live in fruitful and multiply, you have the power to take over cities. Yeah, you heard correctly. You have the power to take over towns through your bloodline. Because if your last name is extensive, that's power. That's how power is created. When your last name is all over the place. That's how you become governors over your city. That's how you rule. That's how you actually become rulers. That's how you rule. Through family. which is the #1 battle. That's Satan's #1 battle, is the family structure. He hates family. He hates when man and woman comes together. That's why all your music is derogatory. That's why all your music is about separating men and women, or using women as flesh bags opposed to the mothers of our nation. That's why it's all this music about women being bosses, using men for financial gain, using men for just to build their status up. I'm telling you, this land is divided because people don't want to accept the ugly truth. They rather listen to the beautiful lies, man. They don't want to face the truth. Somebody said family first, respect, respect, respect. Absolutely. And y'all get the thumbs up on this video. Let's get 1,000 people in the chat. Let's get it, let's get it. Yep, somebody said complete inversion of wickedness. That's a fact. I'm telling y'all, man, listen. The moment where they rolled out this fast-tracked you know what, and they started making mandates, I already can see the great divide coming from miles away. Because what you're going to do is you're going to create an energy where people saying, okay, things would be better if these people would just do what we're doing. Things would be better. Let me tell you something. Let me make this message be clear. Because I know there's a lot of people who made that decision who worry right now, and you should be. You made a decision and you compromise for your job, you compromise for whatever, and you should be worried. You really should be. And I'm not going to tell you nothing different from what the Bible tells us. You should be worried. But guess what? You can't take your worry out on those who made the other decision. You can't take your worry out on people who decided that, hey, they're going to trust the Most High. You can't do that. Because you believe in that things are going to go back to normalcy. The devil is a liar. He's been a liar and a murderer from the beginning. No matter what, things are going to stay the same. Things are going to sprawl further out of control. And you've been deceived. You have been deceived. And Satan will come to collect. Now, there's grace. But you better get on your knees and you better pray long and hard that the Most High hear you. You better pray that the Most High don't chew you up and spit you out. You better pray that the Most High really gives you that grace. And hey, listen, you better live a lifestyle that seeks repentance. Your lifestyle gonna have to change. But let's make this clear. You battling against those who are chosen ain't gonna do nothing. That ain't gonna break nothing. And I'm gonna say this as well. In the NBA, let me just point this out. This just came to mind. In the NBA, don't think for a second that they're gonna really put the devil in their veins that's gonna cost them their life. It's really about control. Don't think they're gonna put the battery in their back that's really gonna cost them their life. It's all about control. Placebo. Placebo. Why would you corrupt your $1 million babies? Why would you corrupt your cash cows? So don't think that everybody's getting the same thing. It's about control. These organizations want to know that you're a good slave. The NFL, the NBA, they just want to know that you're a good slave. That's it. And unfortunately, everybody who makes it as a celebrity, makes it being famous, everybody who reaches a certain level of success where they're shining, listen, I got to tell you this, all of them are not slaves, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. They're all not slaves. Some people made it based on sheer talent. And these Gentiles are not stupid. These Gentiles understand that talented people, they fill those seats up. Talented people, they bring in the big bucks. All right? And I'm not saying that Kyrie Irving haven't sold. I'm just saying in many instances, we think because somebody is successful at something that they sold out, and that's just not true. Thank you for the $5 contribution. I'm well prepared, repentant, and looking forward to seeing the Most High do his work. Congrats on the new baby, brother. Thank you, family. Highly appreciate you. Thank you for your support. And we're going to be going live again later on too, y'all. We're going to be doing a Friday night live stream. We got some things to bring into perspective. It's back to work. It's back to work. I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams. I want everybody to turn a post notifications bell on so y'all can get videos as they being uploaded. We got lots of content coming, man. Lots of things to discuss, and I'm gonna be uploading music soon too. So if you're not subscribed to New Breed Music and Motivation, go over there and hit the subscribe, and please consider being a Patreon, because sometimes these live streams don't make it to YouTube, and my Patreon is for all the exclusive content, the raw, uncut content that doesn't go under public scrutiny. So, you know, consider becoming a member and joining. Also consider being a member here on YouTube as well, because for everybody who would like a more personal in-depth look at my family when I show the baby off and things of that nature, because you know I got to show y'all my babies and, you know, get a little bit more personal with y'all who support, consider becoming a member, because I think I'm gonna do a members only live stream. So if you look at your subscribe button, there's a little join tab, and all those who are members will be previewed to that particular live stream. Okay, so I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all stay level-headed out here. Don't let this divide create anger or create a separation within your heart where you looking at people crazy. Listen, you have your personal decisions to make, and in the grand scheme of things, what they eat don't make you defecate, right? In the grand scheme of things, you can agree to disagree, and there's a such thing as doctor-patient confidentiality. Doctor-patient confidentiality. Your medical decision is nobody's business. Don't let them even hear no evil, see no evil. Don't even let them drag you into those conversations. I love y'all. Stay safe out here. With that being said, shalom and peace.